Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a while. Things been crazy. If you just heard the last episode of the Own Your Shit podcast, then you already know where I was. But if you didn't hear it, let me tell you. Last year I had a baby. Things got kind of rough and balancing all of this became a lot. Now, in addition to that, I started my internship as a marriage and family therapist. You guys know I'm trying to be a therapist. So I have not really been able to keep up with the videos on a weekly basis, but I'm back. I have a better handle of my schedule. I kind of know how things are flowing now, so I know what I need to do to get you guys some good content. So with that being said, it's a new year. We know every year around this time, everyone has the New Year's resolution, their word for the new year, what they not gonna do from the old year that they did. Well, you know what I'm saying. So everybody really has an idea of what they want for the new year. They want positivity, they want prosperity, they want happiness, all that good stuff. This week, I really wanted to share with you why you don't really need a big reason to start therapy. A lot of people think something significant has to happen in order for you to start therapy. Now, I don't believe in being forced to go. I don't believe in you not really having a say where that's concerned, because I really do think it works when you want to do it. So if therapy has been on your mind and you've been unsure, here's some reasons why you really don't need a big reason to start therapy. So here's my first point. Therapy can help with any problem, big or small. A lot of people think they have had to gone through something extremely traumatic, something extremely heart-wrenching in order for them to qualify or even be taken seriously in therapy. Well, no, that's not necessarily the case. There are people who go to therapy because something doesn't feel right. They can't put their finger on it. They don't know what it is, but they just know they don't feel like themselves. It's okay to not know what the problem is. As long as you're willing to work with the therapist to figure out what the problem is and what's making you feel the way you feel, then fine. Therapy is a good tool. So the next point that I would love to share with you guys is the therapist will work with you to find the best solution for your needs. As therapists, we are like an extension of you. We're your support. We want to see you happy. We want to see you win. And we'll do whatever it takes to find the best solution for you. And sometimes that means even finding you another therapist. See, people assume that as therapists, we are experts in everything and we know everything and we can solve every problem. And that's not necessarily the case. For example, for me, my specialty is couples therapy. It doesn't mean that I'm not good with working with individuals. It just means that my focus is on couples. Whereas you have other therapists who may specialize in substance use because, well, it's not that they're not good at anything else, but that's just their focus. Find a therapist that is in the field that you're looking for. So if you struggle with relationship issues, try to find a couples therapist because they may be better equipped, better trained, and have more experience with helping you work through relationship issues. So the next point, therapy is a confidential process and what is said in the session will not be shared with anyone else without your permission. So this is the part that a lot of people kind of get worried about. The fear is that this person just wants to get in their business so they can go back and talk about them. And the reality is we cannot do that. Like, it's against the law. The only time we're allowed to break confidentiality, and I want you guys to listen to this part clearly. The only time we're allowed to break confidentiality is if, one, you might be a harm to yourself. So if you tell your therapist that you're going to go home and commit suicide, we have to reach out to local authorities to help you because, again, remember, we're your support system. We want to make sure you're good. Also, if you ever let your therapist know that you're going to hurt someone else, we have to report that. And in the worst case scenario, if we're subpoenaed by the court, there are going to be times where we might have to testify and we might have to share some of the things we discussed in therapy. I tend to see that more in family court, like when parents are going through a divorce and one partner wants to prove that the other partner is not fit and wants to bring their therapy progress into the situation. Those are the only times. Outside of that, whatever you and I talk about is between you and I. Legally, I can't say anything else. So the next point, You don't need to be diagnosed with a mental illness to start therapy. It can be helpful for anyone who wants to improve their life. I said this from the jump. You don't have to have a mental condition in order for you to seek therapy. I've had people who've come to me for therapy. Initially, their mindset is like, okay, so what do I have? What are you diagnosing me with? And the reality is, they're just having relationship problems. It's not so much that they have a mental situation. It's just they're struggling with communication, or they're struggling with compromise, or something along the lines. They're dealing with infidelity, things along that line. So no, you don't have to be diagnosed with something to seek therapy. And that stigma that comes attached, that negative connotation that comes attached with a therapist diagnosing you and making you less than, no. That's not the case. It's not always the case at all. And it's not to make you feel less than either. It's to find the best treatment outcome for you. So there's that. My final point, if you're feeling hesitant about starting therapy, talk to a therapist about your concerns. They will be more than happy to help you with that. I've gone through countless conversations, phone calls, where potential clients would call me just to kind of fill me out. And that's cool. I have no issues with that. I want to make sure you feel comfortable with me, and I want to be comfortable with you as well. I want to make sure that I have the capabilities to really help you through this process, because if not, I'm going to do my best to try to find someone who can. You see, the thing is, as much as therapy can do good, it can do harm if not done properly. So I would never recommend you stick with a therapist that doesn't make you feel comfortable, that doesn't make you feel heard, that doesn't understand you. I would suggest you try to find someone else. I've used this analogy in the past on my podcast, even in previous videos, where I've talked about the DSW theory. I call it the DSW theory. So if you know DSW, it's a shoe store, a very big shoe store. You walk in, it's like whole floor of shoes, like amazing. You never walk into a DSW, pick up a pair of shoes, pay for it, and leave. You usually put it on, try it on, walk around in it, pose in the mirror, do all these stuff to see how the shoe feels on you. And if it doesn't feel great, you take it off, you put it back, and you find something else. It's the same concept with therapy. If you go and you meet that therapist, and for the first 2-3 sessions, it's just not gelling, it's not feeling good, start over. Find another therapist. It's okay. I promise you, therapists don't take stuff like that personal. At least they're not supposed to. And if they do, yeah, find another therapist. It's important that you feel safe and you feel comfortable enough to become vulnerable, because the reality is you're talking to a stranger. You want to feel safe. You want to feel comfortable. So if that therapist doesn't work out for you, don't cross therapy off the board altogether. Give it another chance by trying to find someone else. And I know, you don't want to have to open up to someone else because you just opened up to this person and it didn't work out. I know. But sometimes in order to get the results we want, we kind of got to go through the mud a little bit. We got to go through that to get to the results that we want. So don't give up. If you've been thinking about therapy, now's the time to go. If you live in the state of Virginia and you are interested in therapy services, I will be happy to see if I could fit you in my schedule. I do both in office and virtual as well. So if you are interested, again, I'm going to have the link in the description. You can go ahead, fill that out, let me know. If not, and you are looking for a therapist, you could try using psychologytoday.com. It has been a good resource. I have gotten a lot of clients from there. You could check that out. Now, with that being said, I'm a tool person. I believe that tools are essential for helping you get through your difficult times, whether that's in your relationship as an individual. I think tools are essential. I think they go well hand in hand with therapy, and I'm a big advocate for that. So while I was away for the last couple of months, I went ahead and I wrote an ebook that I would love to share with you guys. The book is called Love Under Construction: When Resetting Your Relationship Foundation is Your Only Option. I want to share that with you because it's the start of a new year. It's fresh, it's new. I want you to be able to hit the ground running in 2023 and start implementing beautiful practices in your relationship. And sometimes that means resetting the foundation, because we all know you're building a house, you don't build a roof before you build a foundation. So let's start from scratch. Let's get back to ground zero. In this ebook, I talk about the 8 C's that will help you rebuild your foundation and have a strong foundation. So we talk about communication, commitment, coins, that money, you know, we talk about your character, all the things that make you a better individual, not just for yourself, but for the relationship that you are trying to build. I'm gonna put that link in the description, and I would love for you to check that book out. And more than anything, I want to hear how the tool has been beneficial for you. So send me a DM. Let me know how this book has helped you in your relationship as an individual. It's not for a man, it's not for a woman, it's for everybody. Grab a copy. It is definitely going to be a book that's going to be a game changer for this year. If you're a person who is big on taking accountability for your stuff, if you're big on looking within yourself, this book is going to be a good book, a good tool for you. It's filled with journal prompts, it's filled with activities, and even a basic budget sheet to help you build a budget as a couple. So go ahead, grab that ebook. Tell me how it is. I would love to hear from you. So I like to keep my videos short and sweet. I'm gonna see you guys next week. If you haven't checked out any of these other videos, go ahead, check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll talk next week. Take care, guys.